Hello YouTube, Camodo Gaming here, playing some Polybridge. Now I've been looking for a second game to play on the channel, and I don't know if this is going to quite be it. I've been waiting to play this game, it's been in early access. Finally came out, looks really fun, so I'm going to at least do a first impressions episode here. I'm not sure I'm going to continue, it kind of depends on the reaction of you guys. But yeah, I've already played through the tutorial, to go ahead and figure out exactly what I'm doing, that way I don't want to look lost the whole time, but let's go ahead and jump into the campaign. We're in Alpine Meadows, so let's go ahead and go to the first little mission here. Now, for those who might not be familiar with this type of game, it's kind of like one of those mobile bridge building games, except for it's a lot more advanced, and it's all about building a safe structure while trying to maintain budget, and that determines the high score in the end. Now, looks like we've kind of reset here, which is kind of weird. The tutorial actually lets you use like all the other materials, and it looks like we've got to start over again, so this is a little weird. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and create some supports here on the bottom. Try to keep this as basic as possible, so do that. And then we're going to do some small supports here on the top. I can actually probably lower these. Let's go ahead and go all the way across here. There's that one, and we got one more here. Do I want to try to lower these? Let's go ahead and see if I can. Maybe it'll support the weight. If not, we can always raise them back up. So let's do those, and then we're going to need to go across like this. And that's a little closer to budget than I'd want it to be, but I have a feeling this one's going to hold pretty... Never mind, that's not going to hold. Okay, let's go ahead and start that over. I wonder if I should go ahead and put the supports on the bottom. Let's go ahead and add these here. I can see where that wasn't holding itself up. Let's try this one more time here. There we go. I think that's all it needed. That's a little closer to budget than I'd want it to be. I can definitely tell I didn't rank very well on the scoreboard here, but still learning about this game. It's still a work in progress, so let's go ahead and go to this next level. Got to get the road all the way across here. And now I'm dealing with a really long bridge, and they want me to use a support here in the middle, so I think we're going to just go straight up and connect to maybe these 2 points here. So I think that's going to give us enough structural integrity, maybe on the middle. Now these are going to have to be probably a little higher here. Normally you want to keep these arches low because it just saves money. But with the whole fact that this is a long bridge, I think we're going to need them about that high. Actually, this one's a little off. You can always go back in here and finally tune those, so let's do that and add a support all the way across. Still a little worried about that middle point there. I'm not sure that's gonna hold, but let's go ahead and try it out. Let's watch them go across here. Still, that looks pretty good actually. Coming a little close to budget. I'm trying to think of ways to skip out here. I mean, you pretty much need those top posts, so not sure of a way to really save money there. I'm gonna look at the leaderboard and see those really low amounts and wonder how in the heck did they do that, but... Alright, this is a little bit longer bridge, so we're gonna go all the way across here again. There we go. And we've got 2 supports this time, so it looks like these line up pretty good here. Actually, no, let's go ahead and lower that. Can I reach that point? No, I can't. So let's go ahead and make it go a little higher here. Yeah, I can't reach that at all, so, let's go ahead and forget about this one real quick. Let's go ahead and make our normal supports, and then we'll worry about the supports on the bottom, kind of see where we're at budget-wise. So we got those, go across all the way. Gotta be cheap. I mean, you gotta be cheap, and you gotta put basically the minimal amount of effort as far as, you know, they just get across, so... Kind of sounds bad considering that you're supposed to be like a contractor here building a bridge for safety, but it's okay. They'll be fine. Now, question is, how do I want to do this? Do I want to actually just make this go out to the left here and maybe here and here, and then just hope that that middle point's going to actually hold? I'm a little worried about that. Let's go ahead and try maybe this. This middle point scares me, and I'm going to see what's going to happen. I can always raise these arches that might actually give a little bit more support. Let's see what happens here. We're worried about the middle. Okay, the little car makes it. Let's check the sedan here. I'm not really sure about that. Or station wagon, actually. Huh. That went a little better than I expected. That's pretty good. And what's the top budget? How do you get that Alright, well, obviously these leaderboards are screwed up because somebody apparently didn't spend any money and they managed to get across. It's one bad thing about leaderboards sometimes. You don't know actually how accurate they are, and that's a little sad, especially when you're wanting to really play the game. Now, I know there's no way that person got it through in $0, so as far as those 2000s, maybe? Not really sure. This is a slight incline here. That came off pretty even. You can see there's a little slant here in the road, so I think we can get away with just at least these struts going over the bridge here. I mean, there's not really an option for anything under it, so let's do that. Now let me go ahead and finally tune these because this last one's a little wonky, so let's move that. Maybe, do I need to move it? Let's try moving it down. Let's try to move this one down. I'm gonna try to get away a little cheaper here, so we might fail the first time. Try to keep the budget down. So, can I lower that last one? Actually, let's move it out that way. That's pretty cheap, but I have a feeling this is not gonna hold. That is a extremely heavy vehicle, so let's see. Hold, nope, not gonna hold. Kind of figured that was gonna happen. Okay, let's go ahead and just raise these supports one a piece and see if we can get it to hold that way. I was trying to get away as cheap as possible there, but obviously the game was not gonna let me, so let's go ahead and do this and see if it holds. I think it should. No, it's not gonna hold again. I can't put anything on the bottom, so obviously the support's gonna have to be just a little higher here. That should, in theory, get it done. Not unless there's really a problem with the road below it, but I really don't want to edit that part, so let's see, there it goes. Yeah, a little higher than I wanted it to be, but we actually did pretty good budget-wise that time, so happy about that. Let's go ahead and go on to the next one here. Here we go. Two-part bridge. Now, this might actually be a challenge. I think we can use a similar design that we did on the last level here on the first part, but this second part's going to need a support in the middle, so let's go up here, 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 and there's going to be a little lip here at the end, okay? Let's go ahead and do the road on this side. This is going to need to be quite a bit steeper here, so let's go ahead and see what happens about like that. That's actually not too terrible. Now let's go ahead and build our normal design here. We don't have the big van going across this time, so maybe we don't have to be quite as tall on this first point, so I don't know. I don't know if I can really adjust these. Maybe we need to move this one. Can we move that one over a little bit, and we'll move this one. You know what, actually that one's gonna probably need to stay there, so let's go ahead and go across here, and that first part should be fine. I guess I can go ahead and test it out, but you know what, we're gonna go ahead and just build the second part. Second part's gonna need to be a little bit similar, but I think it's gonna need to be taller because you're dealing with a bigger incline here, so you're gonna need definitely some more support. So maybe something like this on this side. Might actually raise this one since the incline starts up, so maybe something like that. And maybe put this one out a little bit, and this one forward a little bit. Now we need a big support here on the bottom. This is where I need to try to get away with as little as possible, so something like that, and maybe that. I don't think that's gonna hold. I think I need one more strut going down, but let's go ahead and test this and see if we can get away with it at least. That's really the ultimate goal, and you can already see it's dangling. This is gonna be terrible. Come on. Actually, we're gonna make it. Okay, maybe we didn't need that part there. You know, if I try again, can I just get rid of this strut here? Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Because, yeah, that didn't seem like we needed that, so let's do this. I'm gonna laugh this collapses now. Now it's actually hanging. Do we need those struts at all down there is the question. I mean, they're really not providing support at all. Let's go back one more time here and delete this one. Because, I mean, what's the point in it if it's just dangling? It's not really supporting anything, so I guess maybe they just put that down there as an option. I don't know, let's see it go over this time, make sure it doesn't collapse. Actually looks pretty good. Now, you know, I'm gonna turn on the stress visibility. I forgot to do this. This is probably gonna be good. I'm gonna watch that one more time to see how close we were to the edge here. So that's on. Yeah, you got a little stress there in the middle. That actually wasn't too bad. But yeah, let's go ahead and go to the next level. I'm really actually enjoying this. I could see myself getting addicted to this. Here we go. This is gonna be a challenge. We're gonna have a boat go under. Now I'm really used to the tutorial where it was like it introduced you to hydraulics and everything, so I kind of want to use one of those, but we don't have that at the moment, so not really an option. So I guess we're just gonna have to do this normal. There, how did that happen? Did I miss a piece? Gotta try to keep it somewhat cheap. We're gonna make a little piece there. Hopefully this will match up when we get to the other side. There we go. I think that'll work okay. So now we need to go ahead and I'd like to try to, that's not really that big of a vehicle, so I'd like to try to keep these pieces kind of small. Try to save some money here, but I might not be able to do that. I don't know, let's see what happens here. Just those, that one, and we're gonna have one little support here. It's kind of funky here at the end, but I guess it's necessary. Let's go ahead and add the little beam across. Is that too far away? Okay, let's move that slightly. There we go. There's that one, that one. Man, I really love the art style on this game. It just looks fantastic. I mean, it's not like one of those graphically breathtaking games, but just the art style is really unique. Now the question is, the peak of the arch is right here in the middle, so I guess maybe our supports are gonna need to be something like, will that one reach? That one won't reach that one, but it will reach that one. Can I shift this support over any? No. You know, we're gonna try with just this and see what happens. I have a feeling it's not gonna be too, like you can already see some of the stress marks appeared a little bit there. So it might not be great when this car drives over it. Actually, oh yeah, just right there at that peak point. I think we can raise these struts up just a little bit and it'll be okay. So maybe about like this. Let's try that and see what happens real quick. Definitely the boat clears under it. It's just the car, when it gets to that peak point, it seems like it wants to collapse the bridge here, so. Stress, ooh, that was pretty heavy on the stress side. But we made it, and we are that's pretty good under budget, so happy there. Let's go ahead and do another one of these. I'm still having, ooh, this is gonna be fun. This is a jump. This might be where we ended here. This might take a little bit. Now, question is, they're coming down this hill. We've got a road, and apparently we're limited on pieces on the road, aren't we? So yeah, we've got up to 5. So do I need to continue their momentum down and then flip them up that way? Let's try that real quick, actually. So let's get the road pieces, maybe go down a little further. Maybe that's gonna be the peak as far as going down, and then we'll go ahead and start to raise up here, and then we'll have one final push here at the end. So maybe something like that. Now, support-wise, let's go ahead. This might need to have more supports because they're gonna hit this at speed, so let's try, can I raise this one up just a wee bit? Will it reach? No, it won't, Let's go ahead and put the support in the middle then, and then maybe go, yeah, that's kind of in a funky position. I feel like maybe the road should be a little lower. Can I lower the road? Actually, let's do, can I lower it from here? No, I'm not gonna be able to do that. So let's go ahead and start again. Make it peak down just a little further this time. That way I can make sure those supports will be in position. And I had to make that go a little up this time. Hopefully we make it across. It'd be a shame to build all this and then it just all suddenly just doesn't even go. So let's do that. There's that support there. We're still not quite in position. I feel like we're gonna need to have a support there and maybe here at the first. Let's go ahead and build the top of the bridge here, and actually how do I want to do that? Maybe like this. This might need to be a little bit bigger. Those are not, it's got a motorcycle so it's not that heavy, and then you've got a normal car which also isn't that heavy, but the question is that normal car going to be the one that breaks the bridge? The motorcycle I'm not really worried about, so I think I might need one more support there. Let's go ahead and try this and see if it even holds up. You can already see there's a stress point right here, and boom! Tell you what, let me go ahead and do that again. Just need to watch that again, because I don't even think the motorcycle was going to make it. And was he not going to make it because the bridge collapsed right when the car hit it? Or, you know, scrap this real quick. This is definitely going to be a little bit more of a challenge. So maybe need the road here. Let's try not to go down quite as far here. So here and here. I don't know if it's so much about launching them up or launching them outward, so I'm not gonna make it quite as steep this time. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and get our supports. Definitely see last time where the stress was, and these supports look a little odd, but I'll correct these. But there was a stress point definitely right here at the bottom, so and definitely make sure these arches are high enough here to support it, because that's gonna be the one bad point. Yes, this is the one I want to select. Still trying to get used to this camera a little bit. There we go. So let's make this go up here. There's that one support, and maybe we'll do 2 connections here or something like that. Probably gonna go a little closer to budget than I want to, but this might be necessary on this one. Let's go ahead and play it now. I feel like this one will make it. Actually, no, it's not going to. There's a last little bit of stress there. Still at the same point. You know what? Last thing I want to try here. Let's go ahead and make that not slant down. Because I could be completely wrong about them carrying their momentum out. Maybe they're not carrying it at all. Maybe this will be sufficient here, just having it go out. Very possible, so let's do that. Make this go up. We're going to do a support here. Now, this is going to cause, I'm not going to be able to reach this support over here, so let's do that. Maybe a cross beams here. There we go. And maybe I need to try to get away with something here, because this budget's gonna be really close. Yeah, because I'm already at maybe 7,000 here, and then once I do these little cross beams, that's a lot closer to budget than I want to be. Now, the question is, could I get rid of those little beams going across? I don't think so. I think this is gonna be the most structurally sound jump here, and yeah, they definitely made it. Now, question was, where could I have cut there? What part of the budget could I have cut? You know, I'm not that high up on the leaderboards there. That one kind of bugs me a little bit. I might have to come back to that one. Not sure yet. But yeah, I'm really actually enjoying this. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the next scenario, see if I want to do one more here. Let's see, Overpass. Ooh, we've got the rope now. This is where, question is, we'll go ahead and try this scenario out. I'm not really sure I'm gonna be able to do this one. Overpass, so obviously we need to get over the ship here, and that's actually a lot bigger ship, so we're gonna need a big incline here, so got a big budget. Let's go ahead and do this. This could probably be the finale of the episode here, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Not that used to the game yet. Let's see, there's a bridge. Now, still, I don't know if I actually dealt with still on the tutorial. What is that used for? Is that used like anchor points out here? You know, we're gonna need anchor points for the rope, because there's gonna be rope here holding it up, and actually that one's a little too high. So let's do that. Okay, there's those. Probably lower this one a little bit. Try to obviously clean it up. Now, do I need the same wood structure going over it? Because there's nothing to anchor to on the bottom, so there's no support, so everything's gonna have to be suspended here. The question is, am I gonna be able to do that right? Actually, kind of have some faith in this one. Let's do that. Let me clean these up a little bit, because these are a little off. These are probably gonna have to be fairly tall. I could try to minimize these and make them go down, but I don't feel like that's gonna be very good for the bridge itself. Let's see, that one down, that one down. Now let's go ahead and make the crossbar. That one's too far away, so let's go ahead and extend this out just a little bit. Not quite even like I'd like it to be, but not terrible. Actually, we're gonna have like a little bit of a domino effect here. None of these are gonna be able to reach the other side, are they? So, too far away. Yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen here. It's still too far away, okay. Can we move this one out? Or no, that one's about where it can go, so there's that one. These arches are gonna be going over not quite like I want them to, because yeah, you can see they're all shifted over to the right now. So, I don't see how that one can't fit. Let's go ahead and delete. I don't want to delete the whole bridge here, so let's go ahead and clear out. And let's make these arches about as tall as they will go. So let's do that. Now let's actually connect these as we go, so that way I can tell exactly where we are here. Oh, yips, I know, I didn't mean to click that. Man, this is bothering me, the whole fact that these are not reaching the way they should, or the way I want them to. I shouldn't say the way they should, because this is all judged by the game here. It's this middle arc, which is really making me mad, because it's gonna have to be to one side or the other, because it's just not gonna reach, so I do not know there how I want to do that. This is definitely a little bit of a brain teaser, and the only bad thing, this is like the first world, so no telling what this is gonna be like here in the future. I've seen some really crazy stuff on Reddit about this game, just watching some people's designs, how they just barely clear a lot of these cars and stuff, and they're doing these just crazy designs. Let's see, those all connect. Question is, these aren't gonna connect. I almost feel like I might need to do something like that, which might be a little over budget, but I don't know. Let's see that. Let's try to connect some ropes here and see what happens. Question is, do we need any ropes on the bottom? I guess everything's being suspended. This could go completely wrong, so let's see what happens here. Yeah, about that going completely wrong deal. Actually doesn't look like that other side was anchored, does it? Did this not anchor down? Maybe I didn't anchor it down. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna delete that one. Let's go ahead and shift this one down. The beam wasn't actually connected. I think that might have been our issue there. Still think we're gonna have a little bit of problems here in the middle because there's just not enough structural integrity. Actually, I don't need to add a beam there. That's not right. Or do I? No, I guess we need to keep it wood here in the middle. So let's try that. See what happens here. A little bit of a stress point there on top. Actually, yeah, the sedan might break right here. Let's see what happens. I think we're definitely gonna be clear of the boat. There's the boat. Okay, boat's good. And waiting for this one. This is the one that's gonna scare me right in this section. And what? Really? That sucks. Okay, let's go ahead and stop the simulation. And I don't think I could shift these down, can I? Actually, yeah, I can. Let's go ahead and shift all these down to just clear this. But I didn't realize the sedan was gonna get stuck there. That's actually kind of funny. Let's see. I'm not really as worried about them on this side because the sedan, in theory, should just fall off. But let's try this again. Hopefully, that doesn't create any more stress points where the whole bridge will collapse. I think we're actually good here. Let's go ahead and watch the boat come. Should clear it just fine. There we go. We're 3,000 under budget, or right around 3,000. That's pretty good. Here this comes. Okay, the sedan made it. Now is it gonna collapse? Ooh, shaking a little bit. Ah, we're good. We are good. 3,000 under budget. I like that. That was pretty good. Yeah. I'm gonna probably wrap it up there because I feel like if these levels are gonna get harder and harder, I'm gonna have to extend this episode out to like 30 minutes. I want to try to keep it right at 20. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like to see more of this, I would consider this being another game to play, but I'm still searching for several other titles to go along with my scrap mechanic. So if you have any other suggestions, just comment below and we'll get around to that and see what else we want to play. But yeah, the scrap mechanic should be coming up next. I don't know if it might not be Monday, it might be Tuesday, depending on how much work I can get through with it this weekend. Those always take a lot longer than videos like this, so I'm gonna get working on that. But hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.